Neptune Wellness Solutions is a health and wellness products company founded in 1998 and is headquartered in Laval, Canada. The company is engaged in the extraction, purification, and formulation of science-based products. Neptune Wellness offers specialty ingredients such as Maximil, a patented ingredient that enhances the absorption of lipid-based nutraceuticals and various other marine and seed oils. In January, Neptune Wellness received its Health Canada license to process cannabis, which allows the company to manufacture and purify cannabis extracts and cannabis oil, and to sell its services to other license holders. Production activities are expected to start soon at Neptune's 50,000 square foot certified facility in Sherbrooke, Quebec. Neptune Wellness Solutions is listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ and trades under the ticker symbol NEPT.
And I love those clips. It gives our viewers a little bit of a recap before coming on. Here with Jim Hamilton, CEO of Neptune Solutions. How are you doing today? Or Neptune Wellness. Forgive me.
Brandon, it's a great pleasure to be here. This is the first time we've been together.
It is.
You know, and I had this, like, it's Valentine's Day, and I was getting a little bit, misty that I was going to see James again. But I'm a little heartbroken he's not here. But Brandon, it's great to meet you.
I'm a little heartbroken he's not here.
I'm got to do his job, right?
I know, I'm right with you. But for yourselves, your company's actually been around for quite some time. When you were in here December, you were giving our viewers a little bit of an update of who you are and what you're doing. But recently, you've had a development. On February 13th, you had your financials released. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Brandon, thank you. Yes, we've been around for a while. We're a long-time nutrition products company and nutrition products people, and we love the cannabis space. We think the parallels between wellness and nutrition products and in this space are just unbelievable, and we're big believers in the space. And we started a journey to diversify our business into cannabis about 3 years ago, I think, with the whole regulatory process, which, as you know, and your viewers know, and all the guests you have here know so well, it's a long journey, and it's a very detailed and steep hill to get through. But we had our license granted right after New Year's, January 4, by Health Canada, and we received our first inventories in very recent last little while, and our processes and manufacturing of extracts has begun, Brandon. So we're very excited by that. So we announced yesterday our third quarter fiscal results and indicated to investors that manufacturing has now begun. Fantastic. And that's really exciting for us.
Yeah, and it is a very long process. It's unfortunate because it's fantastic to see Canada and really the world. It's all really catching on very, very quickly now. It's great to see these steps moving forward, but I think there were some stumbles along the way, and I think that really delayed a lot of the legislation, which also delayed a lot of the companies as they're going down that path. But when you're looking into nutraceuticals, when you're looking into wellness products, this is the area of cannabis I think I'm the most fascinated by because of the amount of uses of cannabis that we currently know, and there's a lot of uses that we're still going to be finding out for the next little while. I'm very, very intrigued to see companies like yourself making headway.
Brandon, just look at consumers and your own experience when you consume products at home, right? You no longer consume, for example, a vitamin that's a single entity. Frequently, it's a formulated product for eye health or for digestion or for what have you. This industry will rapidly go that way, where we'll have condition-specific formulas designed for your particular situation, need, ambition, in a delivery form that is most pleasing for you in that particular case. So if it's recreation, maybe a beverage, but if it's for chronic inflammation or pain or what have you, maybe it's a capsule that you take on a daily basis. So I think we're going to see, we're really on the dawn of diversification of our business in terms of formulations and delivery forms, which is a really exciting time. And we, Brandon, as a company, love to be in the extraction, formulation, delivery form space, because when you look at markets like California, for example, north of 60% of the products sold are some kind of extract delivered into a unique delivery form. And when you look at the pending legislation happening in Canada with edibles, we're going to see probably a parallel process happening here in Canada. And many of your viewers, I know, are aware, and some of your guests have talked about the whole phenomenon with CBD. Now, an interesting statistic for those that know a little bit about consumer products and nutrition, CBD, even though it's been federally illegal by the DEA and the FDA, is a category in the United States bigger than the vitamin E supplement market. Think about that. So a lot of our consumers know, or viewers know about vitamin E. It's now bigger than vitamin E, and it's on track to be larger than the omega-3 supplement market very, very soon, depending on certain estimates, probably within the next year, maybe two. So there's an exciting opportunity happening for our industry in CBD in the United States, and recent not legislation, but rather opinions coming from the UN in terms of what we can do with CBD now globally and descheduling it, the recommendations that they're now putting forward to committee is really, really fascinating for this business. So I think, yes, marijuana, yes, THC, but we'll see CBD, and we'll see a diversity of products, really not just in Canada, but for the world.
Well, absolutely, right? And there's a lot of people who, I believe it's going to be a two-pronged thing. There's going to be a fad, like a lot of people, we saw kale coming through, we saw especially, and that's one aspect, but in no means will it stop there. I think it's going to actually be a very large trend to follow that as well, going into those products.
Yeah, Brandon, when you look at, for example, nutrition supplements, I'll tell you where the greatest kind of consumer patronage is when a product you can feel, and when it's in a delivery form that's pleasing. And probiotics are a great example. You know, when you take a probiotic, you know, your digestion, your gut health, you can feel it. Yeah. And if you can deliver that in a delivery form that is pleasing to the consumer, you get tremendous compliance. And I think we're going to see that in this industry too, because when you talk to consumers, they'll often say, yes, we haven't seen all these double-blind, placebo-controlled trials. I don't need that. I know when I take this product, I feel better.
Exactly.
You know, it helps me, and I think that will make for a very, very interesting consumer segment.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what company had done this actually. It was last year, there was a study that was being done in the United States on CBD and cannabinoids on gut rot and colitis, and how that is proving that having a high cannabinoid diet actually helps you combat things like colitis and bad gut rot, I should say. And I found that fascinating because they're already starting to go into those different areas where they're showing these different drinks and different elements actually will be helping you. Because I've been saying for years, I believe that just like we look at people with vitamin D deficiencies or whatever it be, we're going to be looking at this 5 years from now, maybe even sooner, and realize because of our endocannabinoid system, we're going to actually have a cannabinoid deficiency. And we're going to look back like, how did you not know? Of course you were having headaches. Of course you were having, but we're not there yet, but we're close.
It's just beginning, and for me, it's just beginning, and it's very classic when you compare it to other consumer product segments. You know, they start as kind of simple industries, single-entity products, but the research where science leads, markets follow. We'll see an explosion of science, I believe. A lot of it will be in domestic Canada, and I think this is, you talk about regulations earlier, I think Canada has such an opportunity here to be really a hub of research for this entire industry going forward, and I think we're going to see that, and it's going to come. Right now you've got a good consumer experience and belief structure in the category, but it will be fueled by science, and it will go much more broader base. As I've said on the show before and with others, I think we're really at the dawn of a macro global consumer product phenomena, and it's really an exciting time to be part of this industry.
Absolutely. Economics is my background, and I've been saying for the longest time that cannabis, for years people used to make fun of me, that I believe it's going to be the largest commodity. It's going to surpass wheat, it's going to surpass all these different things because cannabis can be used, and I'm including hemp with this because cannabis is both sides of the plant, male and female. I'd love to see, because you can use it not just for wellness products, not just for consumption if you're looking to feel better, whatever it be, but also just the products. Like people don't realize what is transpiring right now. It's remarkable what's going to come of this.
And Brandon, you know, I come from sort of the large corporate world before coming into Neptune, and I know so many of these people and these large consumer brands, and it's interesting in the conversations I have with them and how it's rapidly evolving. And when I started that conversation with some of them a year or 2 years ago, they said, Jim, what's happened to you? And now they're like, hey, get over to our office. You know, we really need to talk to you. What is going on? And you see a whole new dialogue happening with the major corporations. And I do think ultimately this business, like I guess, as I said earlier, will follow the track of many other industries. It will eventually be occupied and driven by large consumer products businesses. I mean, Constellation, of course, is kind of one of the first movers, but I think you're seeing an increasing acknowledgement happening with major corporations around the world for this space. It's going to be very exciting in the next few years.
Absolutely. We went from you're researching cannabis to here's millions of dollars, get me something as fast as you possibly can. Find that patent.
But I think that for people in this industry, where we're committing a lot of our time and energy, Brandon, is it's not enough, again, to have simple extracts. It's the purification of those extracts, it's the quality of those extracts, but it's also the formulation ultimately of those extracts with the right formula of terpenes and other components in a delivery system that is stable, that delivers on a specific consumer need. So it's quality formulated against a consumer need, and I think if companies can get that formula right and collaborate with other companies to get that formula right, it'll be a recipe for great success going forward.
Absolutely. Now, making it more specific now on Neptune itself, what type of products or what type of formulations are you really saying, you know what, this is going to be the staple of our company, this is what we're going to really be pioneering in 2019 with, or are you a little bit more broader, you want to go for numerous areas, you want to get numerous segments?
Yeah, we're not a brand company, Brandon, first of all, where our roots and our competencies are on B2B relationships and collaborating with other companies. We're first and foremost an extraction company. We talk publicly about our 200 metric tons of capacity that are coming online, but as your video that just ran before, we have already built and constructed the equivalent of 6,000 metric tons of extraction capacity.
Massive.
And it's not licensed. We'd still have to put the cameras on it and do a few things like that. But it is constructed and ready to go. And you would never do that, Brandon, a facility that size for a Canadian market. But if you believe that this is a global consumer products phenomena, that kind of scale and that kind of quality will be necessary. Yeah. The formula in nutrition products, getting more specific to your question, is in collaboration with marketers, as we did with our omega-3 business with, may have known it like krill oil or Mega Red as an example of a consumer product, is marrying some clinical research, with those compounds. We did it with krill. We're looking at it now, and we're very interested in the combination of cannabinoids with certain other active ingredients that could be helpful for absorption. For example, omega-3 fish oils, or krill oil for that matter, through the phospholipid and better absorption profiles, that you could get more efficacy. Especially is interesting from a chronic inflammation, as an example. If you're taking for knee pain,
that's going to be a huge one, massive.
Yeah, massive. So we're really interested in that area.
No, and it's fascinating because, like you said, it could be inflammation. We went from inflammation to gut rot. We went to feeling good. We went to think something that we thought was just going to be a fad or something that people are going to enjoy. It truly is remarkable where all these items are going to be coming from and all the different segments they're going to span. But the one interesting part is that there were very few people who were specifically looking to specialize in extracts and specialize in having these products. I've said it for the longest time, anyone can grow a plant in your backyard. You might not grow it too well, but you can grow a plant in your backyard. How many people are going to be in their backyard trying to formulate that? I'm going to extract the CBD out of this.
Yeah.
I'm going to make my own oils today. Not many. And if they do, I'll be very good on you if you actually were able to do that. But that's where there's going to be I think the prices are going to be sustainable just from a consumer standpoint, which means this is going to be a much more valuable product for a longer amount of time, compared to, say, flour, which we've seen it in Washington and in those different areas. It went down really quickly. I think that's a really interesting area where there's not that many people saying, I want to specialize in this, which fascinates me personally, because that's going to be one of the larger aspects of cannabis, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, Brandon, look, we all aspire and think we're great consumer products marketing people. We're not. I mean, we have opinions. We like to have with these guys, but we're not. But I think it's really important in business to stick with what you know, and we're not cultivators in the same time either. I mean, we have no competency there, but we do know extraction, purification, formulation, and clinical research. We're going to stick to that core competency, and we'll partner with cultivators and growers, and hopefully we can have good relationships there, and we'll do the same thing with brand business. But our core focus is that, and we think it's a great space to be in. But quality, consistency, purity, formulation, delivery systems, we think that's a great place to be, and that's what we're focused on right now.
Absolutely. And then lastly, if I was going to ask one question, if there's one thing about 2019 that you are most excited about, whether it be leading the company or for your company in general, what would that be?
We are so excited to get started in this business. We've been around for a number of years. We're traded on NASDAQ, TSX. We've been there for 20 years. But there's nothing like being in an industry segment that is just flowering and growing and developing. To be there and be there at this moment is the most exciting time. So to be licensed and up and running, and it's very motivating for our team, and it's a great place to be, and it's a lot of fun. We're happy to be a part of this industry, Brandon.
Absolutely. You can tell as well. You've got a lot of passion towards this. I appreciate that very much. You interviewed a lot of people now, and it's interesting to see each company come on. They'll say what their pitch is. They'll say certain things. You can tell some people it's not really their background, or they don't have as much, sometimes, they're not exuding the fact that they really love what they do. I can see that right now. I appreciate that very much, as you need that in this industry to really push forward and make that position for your company, but also just in general, what you're doing for consumers in general. It's a shift. It's not just money. It's not just dollars. We really are shifting our opinions. There's a cultural shift. I think when these products are coming in there, when we're getting a lot of more people off of these a lot of the stuff in their medicine cabinets right now for a more natural product. I'm really excited about that, and it's nice to see companies like yourselves having a little piece of that and pushing that forward. I appreciate it very much.
Brandon, thank you. Are we allowed to make jokes about James now?
Yes, we can. We do it right now. It's Valentine's Day. We can still make those jokes.
That's good.
Well, I appreciate it very much for you coming on the show. Thank you very much. And for our viewers, if they want to find out more, your website really quickly, so they can go and look you up even further.
NeptuneCorp.com.
Very easy and put it is. Thank you very much.